In today's video, I'll be showing you guys the top 5 best classes in Dead Rails. I wanted to make this video because of the new class that just came out a few days ago for the Easter update. And also, this list will be for the normal game, meaning I'm not ranking these classes based off how good they are in any other game mode. I'll also be going off how good a class is in a solo match, meaning they won't be ranked based on how good they are when in a team, or paired with another class. So if you guys do enjoy today's video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And with that out the way, let's get straight into the number 5 spot. In number 5, we have the Cowboy class. This class is really decent at everything, and it's probably the best class for beginners. You spawn in with a horse and a gun with ammo. This class makes getting loot early on really easy since obviously you already have a gun, and you can easily clear towns using the horse. Like I said, this class is decent at everything. There's really no downsides to this class, unless you account for the price of it, which is 50 bonds. And honestly, that's not even too bad of a price, especially for a class this good early on. But I will say, after the first 10 or 20 kilometers, this class basically becomes useless. It's only really good when you're getting that early game loot, but after you get your first rifle, there's nothing that this class can give you, which is why it's only at the number 5 spot. In number 4, we have the Werewolf class. This class is pretty new, and it's actually really good. At night, you get 2 times more damage, speed, and health. This allows you to easily outrun any enemy at night, and also allows you to one-shot headshot all zombies with pistols, and you can kill werewolves much faster. But in the daytime, from the second day and onward, you become 10% slower than your base speed. You deal 10% less damage and have 10% less health. At night, this class is a demon, and you can easily solo any towns, and dealing with any enemies is a breeze, but the downside is that at day you have to be careful because you're a bit weaker. Of course, you can just fight the enemies at night, so you get all the buffs and don't have to worry about the downsides to the class. But the nights are also much shorter than the daytime, so you would have to move fast. Overall, I think this is just a better version of the Cowboy class, plus they both cost the same price at 50 bonds. Also, a fun fact, this class at night is faster than both the Vampire class and the Horse. Now we're starting to get to the really good classes. In third place we have the Survivalist, and it has a very simple yet powerful ability. When using the Survivalist class, you gain 2 times more damage to ranged weapons, and the less health you have, the more damage you'll do. If you want to know exactly, it's an extra 1% more damage each time you lose 1 health. With only half your health, you can kill a werewolf with only around 3 shots from a rifle, which is why this class is so overpowered. On top of all this, you also spawn in with a tomahawk, which is a nice little benefit, and if you didn't know, the tomahawk deals the highest true damage in the game, which pretty much means it deals the most damage without any modifiers like class buffs or lifesteal. The only real downside the Survivalist class has is its price, which is 70 bonds. But besides that, the Survivalist can be used in literally any run, which is why it's in third place. This one might be a bit controversial, but in second place we have the Eggslinger. If you didn't know, this is the new class added in the Easter update, and it'll only be around for a limited time, and to get it you need to complete the Easter challenge. The reason I have this in second place is because of its ability, which is to spawn an egg every 2 minutes. There are 2 types of eggs, the small and medium ones, and if you hatch them, you can spawn zombies, wolves, outlaws, and werewolves, so you can probably see where this is going. If you wait around for a few minutes and collect a bunch of eggs, you can easily solo a town or a castle just by hatching these eggs, and you'll barely have to do any work. I would either put this class in second or third place. So this and the Survivalist are somewhat interchangeable, but no matter what, this class is still really overpowered. Being able to have werewolves and multiple of them as allies is insane. Other than that, this class doesn't have any downsides other than being a limited class. So if you're watching in the future and missed out on this class, just hope they bring it back in a future update. Before we get into the first place pick, I wanted to go over some honorable mentions. The first one I have is the Arsonist class. This class is really underrated, and it has the ability to deal 2 times more fire damage. This may not seem like anything crazy at first, but pair this with the fact that you spawn in with 4 Molotovs, this class gets a whole lot better. With only 1 or 2 Molotovs, you can clear out entire towns. That's how powerful this class is. On top of that, if you're able to find a horse, then this class becomes even better, since you'll be able to group up all the enemies in one area, then throw a Molotov and kill them all. If you have trouble clearing areas like towns, then this class is for you, plus it only costs 20 bonds. The only downside is that after you use your first 4 Molotovs, you'll have to buy some more, and they can get pretty expensive, costing $35 each bottle. And with that out the way, let's get on to our second and final honorable mention, which is the Miner class. This class doesn't have any unique abilities like most other classes, but what it does have is coal and a pickaxe. I know this class sounds like it probably sucks already, and it kind of did for a while, but in a recent update they added ores, which can be mined with pickaxes for things like coal, silver, and even gold. This by itself raised the miner from an F-tier class all the way up to where it is now, and this class is used by lots of people. If you're ever low on coal or need some extra money, you can look for the ores that spawn pretty frequently across the map, and you'll know when you see them. It's pretty hard to miss. This class is also very cheap, only costing 15 bonds. But I will say, it's probably not as good as any of the other classes on this list, since you won't really be needing to mine coal or silver in the mid to late game. But I still wanted to at least mention it. You guys probably knew this was coming, but in first place we obviously have the Vampire class. This class is hands down the best in the game. You get 2 times more speed and melee damage, and unlike the Werewolf class, these effects last both in the day and night. On top of this, you also spawn in with the Vampire Knife, which is the best melee weapon in the game, and it has the ability to take health from anyone you attack. This pairs really nicely with the class since it has the pretty huge downside of taking damage in direct sunlight. You don't take a lot of damage, but it can be pretty annoying having to deal with it across the entire match. There are some counters to this, like holding up an object above the sun so the sunlight won't damage you. But if you know what you're doing, it is not necessary to do all that. This class is one of those classes that can stay useful throughout the entire match, early to mid to late game, and at nighttime. You can pretty much solo anything, including werewolves and the castle. But I will say, this class is very difficult to master, so if you're new at the game, I wouldn't recommend using this class since it does actually take some skill to play and use well. Plus, it also costs 75 bonds, but it's definitely a worthy investment. Anyways, I could talk a lot more about this class, but I'm guessing you all have already heard enough about it, and I don't want this video to get too long, so if you've enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and if you have any questions or you think I left a class out, then leave it down in the comments below. So yeah, see ya.